Have you ever had an idea on a project that you thought was going to turn out a completely different way than it actually turned out? Well, that's kind of what happened on this project. I set off to make a Deathclaw hand, but after looking at it, it looked more like a 10-year-old got asked to do a school project and the parents said, "No, you're going to do this on your own." And it turned out to be a Yao Guai Claw. And while it didn't turn out looking the best, I will say that it's probably the quickest that my wife and me have gone through a piece of meat. Y'all sit back, relax, and let me show you something funny on why I may not be the best DIY person, but maybe I should try some more projects. Now today we're going to be doing something that I necessarily haven't thought out the perfect strategy for, but this is going to be a learning process for myself, and so maybe in the future we can do something like this again. And I'm kind of thinking that I should have got some skewers because you see I'm wanting to make a somewhat presentable Deathclaw hand, and I have to figure out how I really want this stuff to go. So we're just doing some kind of loose, fitting of meat and such like that. And I'm thinking that could be the thumb. That looks like a fat thumb to me, and now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, does Deathclaw, I think Deathclaws have 5 fingers. I believe so. This is probably about the ugliest thing in the world right now. But like Google says, it may be ugly right now, but wait just a little bit. It's not gonna get any better. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you are a person who is like gets your feelings hurt and stuff like that, you definitely don't need to put yourself out there doing things that you've never done before. Because yeah, there you go. That is basically what this is going to be looking like. It's going to be looking like hot ass is what it's going to be looking like. But I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for trying something new and seeing what we can do with this for future potential projects. Now I want to probably move this down because I bought a little bit too much meat. I should have gone with just a little 3-pounder bit of meat, but maybe not gone with the full 5-pound because I am now realizing that I'm going to have to somewhat make a impromptu little meatloaf. Yeah, I think I'm about to have to make an impromptu meatloaf because this right here, friends, is something that definitely did not use the amount of meat that I thought it was going to. Now, honestly, I don't know how well that's going to sit there and how well it's going to wind up bonding, but we'll use a little bit of this meat up top to just maybe try to seal it in. And now you may be wondering, well, Gassy, this kind of just looks like a gulper hand. This doesn't necessarily look like a Deathclaw. Well, friends, that's why the onions are over there. The onions are the key part of this whole strategic thing because these Deathclaws, they don't have fangs right now, but in just a little bit of time, they most indubitably will. Now, like I said, I don't know how this is going to actually do in the scheme of things. Probably should have got like a skewer or something like that, but I'm definitely excited to see how this kind of turns out as it goes. Oh my god, this is so fucking goofy. This is so goofy. Oh my god, this is so goofy. You know what? I'm here for it. This is this is so goofy. This is so goofy. I'm here for it though. I swear to God, I thought I was going to be using more meat because I was like, oh yeah, of course, this is definitely going to be something that uses a lot more meat. Not my finest moment. Not my finest moment in that regards. So let's get in here. Let's press all this other meat together, and let's get it formed into a somewhat malleable state that is going to be turned into a little bit of a meatloaf. It's going to be a dense brick of protein is what this is going to be. And so the hand is probably going to get done a lot sooner than this meatloaf because there's a lot more structural ground to get through. There we go. Forming up actually pretty nice. I put these work gloves on that I like to handle hot stuff with on the grill because it's cold. And it's cold. That's exactly why. Ooh. You know what? If I had some like gold seasoning, this absolutely could just be like a gold brick that we have from New Vegas. Because friends, as you know, you have to let it go. You have to learn the lesson to let things go. Unless there's a mod for that. And it's Fallout. And it's New Vegas. So, yeah, there is probably a mod exactly for that. But there we go. There we go. That's all the extra meat that I didn't realize that I was going to be using. Now, let me take these gloves off ever so carefully because Lord of mercy knows now my hands are sweaty because they're like, oh, now it's a little sweaty, Gassy. What happened? We went from cold to hot. Come on, open up trash can. I love the trash can, but at the same time, it's also a pain in my tuchus. Now, let's get these fingernails ready to go. That's right. Look how easy it is to do the fingernails. The fingernails, easiest part. Easy peasy. Now you might be wondering, Gassy, what are you going to be doing with the rest of those onions? Well, the rest of those onions are going to be getting placed below the meat. That way, as the onions kind of saute, yeah, put that right in there. Put that fingernail right into that. You know, honestly, you know, for like first time, honestly, for a first time, I'm not even upset at this. It's goofy, but my niece and nephew would love this. Now let's push a little bit of this meat over so the fingernails are a little bit more in there. But let's go ahead. Let's move this around just a little bit. But one of the reasons why I want to get some onions in there is to kind of help with the humidity, the moisture, and also as this hamburger meat, this meatloaf, kind of cooks and smokes and the drippings go off of there, then it's absolutely positively going to help keep these onions all covered, absolutely covered in that wonderful, wonderful juice from the meat. And y'all, I am super excited to see what this turns into and what this is like, because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, it's all up to interpretation. And when you're trying things out, like I said, if you're a person that gets your feelings hurt, probably not best to try things for the first time on like video in front of an audience. But it's definitely one of those things that I personally like to push myself to do things like that, because I think it helps us grow as humans. Also, I'm not a person that gets upset or gets like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not a type of person that like, oh my God, my feelings, they're hurt. Oh no, I hope they don't make fun of my goofy ass looking meatloaf. Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Why does that make me think of the Christmas? Like, no, mister, no. Now, here's the thing that I was talking about. We are going to put some of this hardcore carnivore black seasoning on here because, I mean, it's a Deathclaw hand. It should be a little black, right? Unless we got the albino one. And at the tail end of the day, did we get the chameleon one? Did we get the chameleon one? You know, honestly, this right here is making me wonder if I could do this for other things. Like, what could we do in this regard for stuff like this? Now, that's it. That's what we're going to do. And we're gonna see how this kind of turns. This is so goofy. It's so fucking goofy. I love it. But let's go throw it on the grill and come back in a few hours to check on it and see how everything's going. But yeah, this is great. Now it's time to see what this Yao Guai Paw is looking like, because the more I thought about it, the more I thought it looked like a Yao Guai Paw. And I did notice that it was starting to pull away because it wasn't as packed in. And like I had mentioned, I didn't know how it was actually going to stay on that heckin' piece of meat right there. But I am still excited to see what this tastes like, because as you can see, all of that fat and dripping is in those onions down below, so those onions are going to be absolutely wonderful. This still has about 20 or so degrees left to go, but this is absolutely ready. But now I want to try something. I want to see what this is going to taste like. And yes, I am pulling it right off of the heckin' grill. It's a little warm still. That is what, oh my God. Now, I don't know if you can tell, there's a bit of a small smoke ring around that, but that flavor is so, oh my God. Oh. It is hot, but if that is what that tastes like, that's even better than the first meatloaf that I did. So I'm gonna take this off, put it in a small bowl, see if the wife wants some. But like I said, this has still got some time. But yeah, as far as the first experiment of making a like Yao Guai Paw, like, am I happy with it? Yeah. Am I eating onion chips right now? Because that's basically what those are. Yeah. Wait, can I make onion chips on this? Because, or like dehydrated sweet potato chips? Because that's good. Oh my God. Did I just figure something else to do? Y'all, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to take a look at this video. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great, wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love you.